loves, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mandy, your life cheerleader, and I'm praying that something amazing happens for you today, even if it's just a shift from this episode. I'm so excited for today's video, talking all about the 5 habits that successful people do before 8 a.m. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick loving shout out of thanks to today's video sponsor, Rose Forever New York. They're 100% natural, fresh roses made with absolutely no chemicals. All the materials are vegan. They're handcrafted by rose artisans. They even have roses from Ecuador, which are some of the highest quality roses. They come in a variety of different box shapes, such as square, round, and heart-shaped. I have all 3, and I absolutely love each and every one of them. And they deliver worldwide, and you guys being my best friends out there, you will be given a discount, which I'm going to put in the video description below if you want to get yourself one of these gorgeous rose boxes to wake up to every day. All right, so now let's dive into the 5 habits that successful people do before 8 a.m. So I have a theory that the more you make love to your mattress, the more you're cheating on your life. And it's not just a pun or a play on words there. I truly believe that in order to wake up and rise and shine, it's important to have a master morning routine. From all the people I've interviewed throughout my career, as well as all the successful people I've met in my own life, professionally and personally, they all have one thing in common, and that is that they have a set of different activities or practices that they do in their morning routine. So I brought some props for this video to make it a little fun. The first thing is movement or exercise. Yes, these are weights. These are actually what I use in Pilates, in my yoga sometimes, even when I'm just working out or hot girl walks. There is always some element of movement or exercise. This is for a variety of reasons. One, it really does wake you up in the morning. It gets your endorphins pumping. It gets those happy hormones flowing in your body. And I truly believe there's an article written in Forbes magazine called Why Your Company Should Hire Athletes. And at first when I read it, I thought, oh, this is kind of an interesting topic. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the same mindset that athletes have when they're performing, for their sports is the same traits of an attitude that someone must apply to their business in order to be successful. So people who tend to work out have a very winner type mentality that they can apply to other areas of their life. So movement or exercise is the first habit. So the second habit, which I swear by, that has literally changed my life, and I've been doing this pretty much since I was little, is I'm going to put 2 together. One is prayer time and the other is gratitude. I sometimes call this prayers of gratitude. Now, I do really feel like every person I've ever come across who's been successful has a connection to a higher power. Personally, my belief is that there is a God, and that is who I connect with every morning. I wake up, and the first thing I say when I wake up in the morning is, thank you, God, for another blessed and beautiful day. And guys, guess what kind of day I always tend to have? It's like planting a seed of gratitude only breeds more abundance of goodness in our lives. Now, a simple and easy way for you to start practicing prayers of gratitude and or prayers, there's 2 tools that I personally like to use. One is this gratitude journal. Now, you guys can take any old journal or just scrap paper if you want, whatever works for you, and you can start to just write a gratitude list. This has literally changed my life. I look back now and I swear the times in my life when I've just poured into my prayer life and my gratitude list daily and really made a commitment to do that every single day, I have found that to be the most successful times during my life. And when it comes to connecting with God or a higher power, I like to use a Bible app in the mornings. And it's takes maybe 5 minutes or less. And for me, that's a really sacred, special time where I can have those conversations with God. I can really work on building my faith. And it really has, honestly, both of those habits have changed my life. And the people that I've interviewed and or talked to about morning routines always have some sort of spiritual connective time. And then they all practice gratitude. So habit number 3, and no, I'm not just wearing these gorgeous headphones for no reason, is to have some sort of inspiration in your morning. Now, inspiration, the reason why I'm wearing the headphones, can look like a lot of things. It can look like audiobooks. It can actually be reading a book. It can be listening to a podcast. Little plug here. Yes, I have my own podcast, Pave Your Paradise. You can tune into that on any sort of audio app out there, Spotify, Apple, you name it. You can also listen to YouTube's, anything that's going to motivate you in the morning. It could be a motivational speech. There's tons of beautiful content and material out there for free at your fingertips in the morning. And anyone who's successful that I know always has some sort of habit around pulling in some sort of inspirational content and feeding their mind, spirit, body, soul with that content. So find stuff that really motivates you, gets you going in the morning, and make sure you tune into it. Oh, and side note, I'll put a link to these gorgeous TOZO headphones in the video description as well. All right, the next very important habit to have in a daily morning routine is another journal. Yes, I have a number of these because they are so helpful and beneficial at creating your dream life. Now, why do I have the journal out? It's to write down your daily goals. Now, a lot of times we get, sidetracked, distracted, just not on target of what we want to accomplish simply because we don't write things down. It's so important to have a daily list of tasks that you need to accomplish that day in order to move the needle. If you don't write it down, chances are more likely, and it's been studied and researched and proven, that what you don't write down does not get done. So even if it means having a notepad on your phone that you have a daily task list, every day should be in the morning, either writing out what, even better is if you can do it the day before, like the night before, but if not, either reviewing what you've written down for the night before that needs to get done that day, or writing down that morning what needs to get done that day and sticking to that list. And whatever you don't get done that day, you simply push over to the next day. Now, the key is to make sure you actually get some of those things done on the list so you're not rewriting the same list every day. But this journal habit has actually allowed me to accomplish so much more if I had not written down my goals. And last but not least, this might be my favorite one, is to have a dream or vision time in your morning. What can this look like? This can look like a minute or 5 minutes, however long you want to take to start visualizing the dream life that you want to create for yourself. Now, it's kind of like an elongated version, I would say, of tip number 4, which was to write down your daily goals. I feel like we're talking micro versus macro. It's like, if you have your beautiful dreams, that can look like a vision board. It can look like, I brought out my dream journal. Again, I'm such a journal girly, but writing these down really has helped me. And I love the fact of knowing that in my mind, in my imagination, is where all creation stems from. So I visualize who it is that I want to become. And then for tip number 4, I actually write down that day a list of doable, actionable steps I can take to make micro chips away at those big vision dreams that I have in my mind. If you're more of a techie, one thing that I've done as well is I've created a little dream photo album on my phone. And sometimes, like every morning actually, but other times during the day, at times I will look at my little dream album. Sometimes I'll do it before meditations, before my visualization practice. And I've accumulated pictures from all over the internet, all over social media. I put them in my little dream album and I meditate on them so I can remind myself every day what it is I'm working towards achieving. And this has been so mind-blowingly beneficial, and I have manifested so much more by visually seeing, because again, our mind associates with what we look at constantly or continuously, and we commit to those visions, it will start to create that in your reality. And there you have it, my loves. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will say one bonus tip about this whole master morning routine and habits of successful people. Now, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that you will be successful if you wake up at 5 a.m. every day, but I can say that I don't know anyone who wakes up at 5 a.m. who is not a success. So take with that information, do with it what you will. I've definitely found getting up earlier has helped me to accomplish more during my day as a bonus tip. But if you're someone who, I don't know anyone who doesn't get up early that doesn't end up doing more with that time in the morning versus hitting the snooze button. And I found that to be another commonality of people who are successful. And if you're still tuning in, obviously you liked the episode so far. I just want to remind you that I love you. I believe in you. I hope you can take some nuggets of wisdom away from this episode. And I just want to give one last little loving shout out of thanks again to Rose Forever New York for sponsoring today's episode. I will put their link and the discount code in the video description below. Please like, share, subscribe if you find this episode beneficial. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I do take the time to read your comments, whether it's something else you want to see on the channel and or any sort of shifts you guys have had because of the episodes. They really do mean the world to me. I love y'all. And if you want to follow me on other social platforms, it's always at Mandy J. Ross. I love connecting with y'all outside of this YouTube space. And as always, my loves, I am wishing you a blessed and beautiful day out there.